Hey there. Quite a pretty gun, isn't it? This is the Army R31 GBB replica of the M1911A1. Like I said, this thing's quite a beauty. Essentially, this is a Tokyo Marui clone, as many other, Chinese manufacturers make. But I happen to really like this one in particular. You can get these for about €56. Pretty much the entire line of 1911s by Army is right around that price range. So if you're looking for a very nice, affordable GBB, especially a full metal one, this might be the gun for you. Now, I like older guns, something about them just speaks to me, So I would have preferred a high power, but I can't really find an expensive high power replica. So the next best thing is a GI 1911. That's exactly what this is. So as far as the other 1911s in this line are concerned, they're basically modernized 1911s. Essentially, it's the same gun, same guts, just externally it's a little different. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Alright, let's start with build quality. This thing is built like a tank. Made entirely out of steel and zinc alloy. I don't have a magnet, I can't show you which parts are which, but it definitely feels very well built. The only plastic thing on the outside is the fake wood grips. Everything else is all metal, baby. Alright. Let me show you how to disassemble this thing. It's very similar to a real 1911. Remove the magazine, which is 25 rounds by the way, all metal. Also, these are some of the cheapest GBB magazines you can get, about €12. I mean, come on, 12 fucking euro. That's amazing to me. Bring it back a little bit. You have a witness hole right here, this mark. See this little button? Push that through. Just slide release out. It's like comes right off. So right here is, how about you focus, huh? Thank you. These are hop-up adjustment. It's a little wheel, just push like that. That changes your hop-up. Pretty simple, huh? After that, you push in the guide rod. Pushing comes right out. Actually, it's not the guide rod. This is the guide rod, but you know what I mean. Just pull it out like that. Focus again, please. Thank you. And there's your barrel. You have your full barrel, your inner barrel. That's it. It's your gun, basically. That's what the frame looks like on the inside. Oh, I forgot to mention, right here in the magwell you have sorry. Right here in the magwell you have accommodation for CO2 mags. So if you want to use those, you can get them. They're also pretty cheap. Don't remember exactly how cheap, but they're not gonna break the bank. Put it back together, reverse order. Put the barrel in there. Grab your guide rod, this side facing the barrel. Push this in. Line it with that. Get your barrel bushing in there. Press down on this bad boy, and there you go. Simple as that. Put it on the rails. Lock it back. Actually, move it right to over here with the witness mark. Push down. Function check. Ready to go. Okay. So as far as that's concerned, obviously it's just like a real 1911. It also has a functioning grip safety like a real 1911 and half cock. Obviously, full cock. This is a single action only gun. As far as the safety is concerned, you can actuate it right here with the half cock. However, I don't know if it's just my gun, but I can still pull the trigger. So for right now, this isn't a problem, you know, it's not gonna go off. Hammer doesn't move. But as the parts wear down, I think that might become a problem, and you know, this would just start doing its thing, you know. It's gonna start going off on its own whenever I pull the trigger. But I never use half cock. So if that's something you wanna use, you might wanna think about that, but I don't think it's a big deal. I have a very nice positive click. Very audible, tactile. Really nice. The trigger in this gun is phenomenal. Probably the best airsoft trigger I've ever used. Just look at this thing. You got a tiny bit of creep right here. It's like nothing, you know. And then break. Look at that reset. Right there. If that's not a nice trigger, I don't know what the fuck is. This is a 56-year-old gun and you get a trigger like that. Wow. I forgot to mention, you have a nice bit of checkering right here on the mainspring housing. Focus, fuck you. Okay. Whoa, language. Really nice, coarse checkering right here. Keeps your hand right on there. Same thing with the grips. Not very aggressive, but definitely coarse enough to keep your hand from slipping. Nothing on the front strap, nothing in the trigger guard, nothing on the grip safety. You do have a bit of not checkering exactly, but you know, that's tough. I forgot what it's called. It's not exactly checkering, you know, whatever. On the hammer, a tiny amount right here on the safety and the slider release, and the magazine, and also the trigger. It feels really nice actually. The sights on this thing are your generic GI 1911 sights. Dab. If you can focus, thank you. The rear sights do have these little detents, I guess you could call them. How about you focus, please? Oh my god. Okay, I guess we're a bit too uncomfortably close. Okay, almost. I am sorry. Here we go. Alright, you see those little detents? I'm guessing they put those in so you can put some white paint in there and get 3-dot sights. But for me, they were really uncomfortable, so I just you know, blacked it out again. So this is what the sight picture looks like. Go. Very easy to acquire. Very easy for you know, fast shooting. I think it's great like that. A lot of people don't like GI sights. I don't really mind them. I would prefer Novak style sights, which brings us to the other 1911s of this line. Most of them do have Novak style sights, which, as far as the 1911 goes, in my opinion, is, you know, the best line of sights you can get. Some of the models do have a fiber optic front and blacked out rear. Some have you know, just the Novak style sights. Some have the GI sights. Some have the target type sights, which I fucking hate. I'm sorry, those are really ugly. Any gun, in my opinion. I just think that they're horrendous. But the rest of those guns just have very small, superficial changes to the gun. For example, you know, you have the elongated rink type safety. Not exactly commander style, but you know what I mean. All the tactic cool 1911s have them. Extended beaver tail. I don't really think that's necessary in an airsoft gun, unless you have really big fucking hands. I don't know. I don't, so I don't need a big old beaver tail. This thing doesn't bite for me, you know. The safety is ambidextrous. On this gun it's obviously not. On those it is. It's also elongated. The slide release is the same. I think the magazine release is more or less the same. Some might have you know, enlarged type mag release. I don't know. I don't really remember, sorry. The triggers are different though. They're a lot longer. They look like adjustable triggers. I don't think they are. So I don't know. I just prefer this trigger, honestly. Just really nice short reset on it. This one's also not threaded. I should mention. Absolutely no threads in this. So if you want to get this and suppress it, it's not gonna happen. Sorry. You might have to get a different barrel, which you probably could from, I think it was called Airsoft Tiger, something like that. They have a lot of parts from you know, Army. You might find something like that there. But as it stands right now, you can't put a suppressor on this. I don't really care about that, so I've left it as is. And obviously you don't have a rail on this thing, because, you know, it's a GI 1911. Obviously you don't have that sort of thing in the real gun. Some of the other Army 1911s do. Oh, it's not in focus. How about you focus? Thank you. But yeah, I prefer a cleaner look. That's why I got this gun. There's also another version of it that has a sort of parkerized type barrel. Not exactly parkerized, I guess blued, you would say. But I like the contrast with this one. It reminds me of good old CZ75, you know, the contrasting barrel and slide. Which also, I really like this sort of finish on this. It's not exactly like parkerization, it's much smoother, but it doesn't look like bluing either. So I don't know, I just like it. Feels pretty nice, man. Okay, I almost forgot about these. The proof marks. Proof marks, I think, are a very nice little addition. However, I could not find anything about them. Except for this one right here, which is actually in the wrong place. It's usually right here on the front on the top of the slide. The rest of them I couldn't find anything. Still a cool little addition, I guess. You know, makes the gun look a bit more authentic. There aren't any other markings on this. Not on the slide, not on the frame. Well, other than that right there, it says 76. But it doesn't say, you know, property of US government or, you know, model 1911 or anything like that. Nothing else, nothing on the magazine, which does have these faux witness holes, so almost forgot to mention. But yeah. Okay, so how does this thing shoot? Well, pretty darn well, honestly. You can definitely hit a man-sized target at around 30 meters. You will probably have to mess around with hop-up adjustment a little bit, but you know, it's a Chinese-made gun. It's 56 euros, so it's definitely good enough for that. It is also a very pleasant gun to shoot because it does have a fair amount of recoil because of just the heft of it, you know. It's a very well balanced gun, so it doesn't feel heavy, but it feels very well made. It feels just like a real gun, honestly. So the heft of the slide does allow for some pretty nice little recoil. You know, I'll show that in the shooting portion of this video. So I guess that's it, really. I mean, this thing's, like I said, a really well balanced gun for the money. It looks great, feels great, shoots great. What else could you want, you know? Okay, so as far as you know, the tabletop portion of this video is concerned, that's pretty much done. Let's go shoot this thing, huh?